Welcome to Coffee Talk. I am your host, Mashuma Saba, M. Saba, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. Stay tuned. Peace. And welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast. How y'all doing tonight? It's Friday, Grown Folks Social Hour. And we're going to tune in tonight, you know what I'm saying? I'm here tonight. How are y'all doing? How y'all doing? What's the flavor tonight for y'all? Today is January 26th. Getting ready to hit February. That's right, February 2024. What is your plans, your goals? If you want to go ahead and leave a comment of that, go ahead and leave that in the comments. Let us know what your thoughts are. But I want to say, to be here, trying to catch up. I'm a little miscombobulated right now because I didn't get to hear my intro. You know, something had a glitch there happened. So, you know, I'm kind of thrown off a little bit. So as I gather myself, let me know what your day is like. Let me know that if you had an excellent day, go ahead and put a 5 in the chat room. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and leave a 5 there. Let us know you had a great, excellent day. If you had a real cool day, you can't complain. Go ahead and leave us a 4. If you had a little bit of adversity, but you overcome it and you still settled to have a good day, go ahead and leave me a 3. If you had a frustrating day and you're just looking forward to starting over tomorrow to get back on your path so that you can continue to reach your goals, go ahead and leave a 2. And if you had a day where you feel like, man, you just don't know, you need to talk to somebody, go ahead and leave a 1 in the comments. Hit us in our DMs if you are on our personal page, as well as our Coffee Talk Podcast public page on Facebook. We'll definitely reach out to you. We want to make sure that we are a shoulder that you can lean on, and we are an ear that will listen to you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is our Grown Folks Social Hour, man. We like to have fun on Friday, Saturday nights, man. So, you know, I'm here. And, it's your first time tuning into the show. You know, we never start a show without giving you what we call the flavor as well as the wise words. So tonight's flavor, you know how I am, man. Tonight we're gonna have me a nice vanilla cream crush wine cooler. I ain't gonna show the company's name, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to get myself in no situations, but I do support their wine cooler, man. And I know some of y'all is like, wine cooler, are you old super tough motherfuckers? Y'all like, wine cooler, yeah, because I'm not a heavy drinker, you know what I'm saying? I don't really care for that. You know, if that's you, I ain't knocking you. I used to drink like that back in the days, but I'd rather wake up and not have my head spinning. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather like to keep all my marbles. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be what you want to say, not just drunk, but just in a stupor. You know, that's a big word, a stupor. Stupor meaning that, you know, you just dizzy right now. You just not together. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I am. But I don't knock nobody for what they drink. You know, if you take a shot of that, what is it? Tequila, whatever, man. That's you. It's cool. I support you still. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really do that. But I got my wine cooler, 9% alcohol. Tastes like beer and cream. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Very nice. But where was I at? Yeah, so I got my wine cooler. Whatever you got, you got. But tonight's flavor, let me get back on track because we never start a show without giving you its flavor. Tonight's flavor for me is a nice wine cooler between 9 and 11% alcohol. Nothing major. You know what I'm saying? Nothing major. But whatever you drinking on tonight, whether it's water, wine, a smoothie, a hot chocolate, a cappuccino, a latte, a beer, um, some red wine, whatever it may be, we're happy that you're here. So come on in, kick your feet up, and just enjoy the show with us. You know what I'm saying? How are y'all doing on this Friday night? I might be rambling a little bit because I still feel like I'm decompressing. You know what I mean? After taking care of a lot of responsibility and then doing the things that we do as adults do throughout their lives, man. Shoot, it take a moment before you get back to the point where you get to sit down and just have you some me time. So that's where I'm at. I'm still trying to wiggle and move around. You know what I mean? But the wise words tonight, going forward, the wise words tonight is from a comedian, actor, writer, one of the one of the greatest comedian writers of all time. Because, and I say that because he's worked with so many great legends, and so many legends, this be like they big homie. You know what I mean? So tonight's wise words before we start our show is by no other than Mr. Paul Mooney, who was born August 4th, 1941, and he went to the Essence May 19th, 2021 in Shreveport, Louisiana. But Mr. Paul Mooney has said this: if you have money and you have fame, but you don't have any confidence in your blackness, then it's all for nothing. I'm going to say that one more time. These are the wise words of Mr. Paul Mooney. If you have money and you have fame, but you don't have any confidence in your blackness, then it's all for nothing. Those are the wise words of Mr. Paul Mooney. So yeah, that's what we do, man. So if this is your first time tuning in to Coffee Talk Podcast, that's what we do. We start the show with some flavor. Flavor can be an affirmation, a drink, whatever. And then we give you the wise words, which is an affirmation from many of our people, man. Many of our celebrities, our sports athletes, our doctors, our lawyers, our scholars, our poets, whatever. You know what I mean? That's where we get our wise words from. And we like to bring that to you as an affirmation for every show. We are Coffee Talk Podcast, a cultural variety show. So we're not consistent in one theme, I like to say, but because we are a variety show, we appear 3 days a week, and during those 3 days, we have a different theme. So Sunday, Monday, alternate nights, we like to go ahead and have our cultural studies nights. Now, if you're just looking for one particular, um, I don't want to say levels, but if you want to think of just one particular part of our culture, then you might get lost in the sauce because, as you know, we are the original people, and our culture is so big and broad. You know what I mean? So I'll give you a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I give you a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You know, I'll give you flavor. So that's what we do on Sunday, Monday, alternate nights. Now Wednesdays is our sports night, but not like your average typical sports show. We don't care about who won or lost the game. You know what I'm saying? We like to give you the different intricacies that goes on in the scene, behind the scenes in the world of sports. Forgive me. And then on Fridays, Saturdays, it's grown folks out. So tonight we're unscripted. Um, I'm gonna have some fun. I did send an invite out to people if they wanted to join. You know how that go. But I do have a few things I want to talk about on the side. Just in case people don't show up, y'all got to be ready. So you don't have to get ready. You know what I'm talking about. Indeed. So welcome, man. Welcome to the flyest podcast in the nation right now. You know what I'm saying? And now I know some of y'all be like, well, he don't got a million gazillion billion likes yet. They coming. But what we do got is that you can come here, right? You get away from your stressed out day and you just want to escape, be around some cool people, some lively people, some knowledgeable people, some intelligent people, and just come and chill right here at the podcast. You know why? Because we're not gonna be like those other podcast shows that give you drama, 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 bad news, drama. We don't do the old media. We are the new media. You know what I'm saying? So think of us like the Cosby Show. Think of us like Different World. Think of us like where you can come and get some flavor. You ain't gonna hear none of your people in a negative manner. We ain't First 48 or any places like that. You ain't gonna always see us as the criminal. Come right here, Coffee Talk Podcast. You know what it is. Yeah, man. So it's Friday, man. What y'all doing tonight, man? Don't tell me y'all's ass is going out again this weekend. I mean, it's January 26th. Let me count the weekends. Let me count the weekends. So your punk ass went out on the December 30, what was that? December 31st, January 1st. Your ass went out that day. Then your punk ass went out either on the 12th or the 13th or the 14th. Then your punk ass went out on the 19th, the 20th. Then your punk ass went out tonight on the 26th, probably tomorrow on the 27th, probably the next day on the 28th. You motherfuckers need to sit down. Like your home. Enjoy your home. Like your kids. Enjoy your kids. Like yourself. Relax. You ain't gotta always be at the bar and everybody's faces. Well, shit, I don't care if I don't say it. Who gonna tell you? You don't need to be at the bar and everybody's faces. What do you young people got? The new word now. It's called a pick me. That's what I be feeling like when I see the same motherfuckers at the club. And I know I don't go out. So when I go out, it be the same motherfuckers that was in the club back in 96. It do. These motherfuckers got kids now. Their kids being there with them. Like, woo. God damn, y'all just don't like your home. Y'all in this motherfucker every event. You know. I'm just shit talking tonight. Like I said, this is an unscripted night. This is when we don't follow the other nights. We're unscripted. We just talk our shit. Like if we hanging out right now. You know what I'm saying? How do y'all like my backdrop? Should I blow it up a little bit more? Let me go ahead and blow it up a little bit more. Can you see it? Boom. Them are some legends right there. Out of all those entertainers, MCs, a lot of them are all MCs. Go ahead and tell me who's your favorite MC on my background. Go ahead and leave that in the comments. And while you're there, go ahead and hit the like button. Tell me what the flavor is. What you sipping on? I'm sipping on a wine cooler. All right, all right. Um, so let's just go ahead and dive into a few things. I was reflecting earlier about a podcast that I had done last year sometime, right? And I had said it's crazy now because you know all this gangster shit is being pushed. You know, propaganda is being pushed on us like just overbearingly. You know what I mean? Meaning that it's just consistent. You ain't even getting a break from it. Every time you turn on TV, it's something negative. And I started to think about um when we were younger, like in the late '90s, mid '90s, right? There used to be this show, like it was probably Cops or First 48. I don't know, one of them joints, some cop show. But I remember they had an episode, man, where they would drive um, trailers into the community. They'd drive a trailer, not a tractor trailer, but the trailer of a truck. They would bring that into the community, man. They would park it in on some crazy street, right? But they would purposely leave the doors unlocked or leave, the back. What do y'all call that? Well, the back was that the hitch? That's not the hitch, but of the trailer, the back. Let's just call it the door of the trailer. And inside these trailers would be items and shit, products and shit, bikes or guns or whatever. And it would show on this TV show how they would purposely do that. They would be setting traps. You know what I'm saying? And then some stupid ass criminals would go up in there, grab the shit, get caught up, and blah blah blah. Right? So a lot of people used to write in on the show like, "Look, man, you can't be just setting traps like that to innocent people. You know, you're provoking them to a degree." And so, you know, because of the backlash, they canceled that show. Although those things still take place, right? And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because that's how it is today in our celebrity news, gossip, entertainment, bullshit. And I said this the other day this week about right now, currently, they said there was an article that had said that one of the new rap artists cracked top 100 or something like that, and it was like for the first time in whatever amount of years history, you know. But this new generation ain't selling music. You know, some people want to come with an excuse. You know, people come with excuses all the time. They want to say, we selling," or they'll come with the excuse, "That's because it's streamed," or whatever. But the reality is just there's no artists anymore. And what can these new artists say that hasn't already been said by the greats? You know what I'm saying? So what I see that's taking place now is that instead of selling records, you're just causing problems, starting beef. Beef is your records now. Beef is what keeps you um, with a little bit of validity to the degree, you know, make you relevant. That's the word I'm looking for, relevant. And it's kind of garbage. Because you're just an implant, you know. And once you've paid attention to this game, like Hollywood over the years as you mature and get older, right? You start to see it so vividly how these artists is implants, these artists is, or you know, these artists is garbage. You know what I mean? Um, so they create these characters now. And like I said, these characters ain't selling no records, right? So whenever you see these characters, they're always saying something negative or they want to fight or whatever. You know, you got the whack 100s. This the only dude I know that every time he talks about somebody, he threatens. And I be sitting there watching this shit sometimes, like, how the fuck do you threaten people live? You know what I'm saying? Because the shit be live on YouTube or whatever. I mean, millions of people are seeing these threats, and nobody comes to arrest you or no shit like that. That is crazy to me. That's how I be thinking. Some of these motherfuckers is the feds, man, and their jobs is to be a caricature, right? To go out there in front of the camera and just cause havoc, influence people that don't know how to critically think for themselves so they can continue to lock people up. Just like in hip hop, when they say, you know, um, if we continue to put in crazy ass gangster shit, that it would help with the private prison systems. You know what I'm saying? Same shit right now. It's just like I said, they're not selling, but you got all these different caricatures that's in place now, these plants, and all they're known for. Like if you was to say, hey man, what's Whack 100 known for? Some people, you know, some musical people a little bit, they'll say, oh, he was Blueface's manager, he was Game's manager. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't know that part of this dude, this whole 50-something-year-old ass dude, then you're only gonna think of all the negative shit he be involved in all the time. You know. I was watching the other day. This is just how crazy it is with uh, how this media is. puts its plants everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Where how the media putting these people in places to train you to be ignorant. Okay. I was watching the other day. I think it was the Adam 22 dude, Whack 100 dude, and some crip dude named Loose Cannon, right? And so Loose Cannon started to say a bunch of allegations that we all done heard, you know. But he also mentioned what caught me, other than some other stories he had mentioned. But what caught me is when the dude just literally these kids be so happy to get on podcasts that they just run their mouths. And this dude states, he goes, "Yeah, man, we kidnapped Meek Mill, allegedly. We kidnapped Meek Mill, and we had to get $50,000 from Rick Rose. He was like, Rose, you got to bring us the money." These kids are so ignorant and lost in the game, right? On this facade of gangsterism. I'm gangster, but you're telling on yourself, idiot. And so when I saw the dude telling on himself, I'm looking at him and I'm looking at Whack and I'm looking at Adam 22 and I'm looking like, so none of you motherfuckers are gonna be just say, dude, why are you telling on yourself? Even if that's what occurred. You know what I mean? These brothers love to tell on themselves. Look at the Keefe D dude. I don't know what the fuck it is. Do you want some attention? Do you need a few dollars? So you're really risking to go sit your ass in prison just to get a few dollars to help your mama or some shit or whatever. I don't know what the fuck these people are doing, but it shows how ignorant we are as a culture. And I ain't saying all of us, but these caricatures that they put in front of us, you know, shit is ignorant. Charleston Whites, ignorant. Now, one of the things I will say about Charleston White is he has a relationship, or I have a relationship, because I ain't never met the man, but my relationship with him is a love hate relationship. He's like the new Stephen A to me. He's like the new Stephen A to me. Where, but every now and then, truth is truth. I don't give a fuck who says it. A bum can tell you the truth as well as a billionaire. And when he does speak truth on certain issues, and it makes sense, I usually share that and respect that. You know, but all these different characters, man, they're placed in position where we'll always see them on our TVs, on our media reels, podcasts, YouTubes. We'll see them on all these different platforms, and all they're doing is just promoting ignorant shit. Every day, somebody's mad at somebody for some other bullshit, and they all play this mad game to keep the negativity going. You know, I can't wait for the day that someone says, "Fuck it, man. Let's meet right now," and you go meet the people, and y'all just handle it. That's what Whack 100 says to a lot of people. I'll pull up. I'll pull up. But when I be watching dude, man, he's very selective on who he be saying that shit to. You know, those are the type of people I can't stand. I can't stand bullies, and then bullies that when they get around people, they know they can't bully. Then all of a sudden, and here's this other character that comes out of them. You know what I mean? Also speaking on that though, just speaking over on that in the West Coast, man. I might have got off track, but last year I had did a podcast when I said, man, that shit's starting to become corporate. And a lot of people was like, what do you mean by it's becoming corporate? And I was like, that shit ain't real gangster no more. One is because these niggas get on these damn podcasts and they tell everything. So I went to junior house, I bought a half a key. They tell the whole fucking story just on Vlad TV or any of them motherfucking shows. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you talking about your career now? Or are you telling us shit that actually happened in the streets and then y'all turn around and say you street niggas? Well, real street niggas don't do that stupid shit. Why would a person want to implicate themselves? I want people to know I'm the real old dog, so Go ahead and tell 'em. It's basically idiot behavior. It really is. And it's almost a female trait, 'cause if you say something, it's, "Oh, I wanna kill you," and all this shit. It's like there's no emotional intelligence there at all, you know? It's just real corny. So what I believe, and I hate to say I believe, because when you believe, you don't know for sure. But when I say that shit is corporate, you can see it's corporate because it's being allowed on so many platforms that are owned by those people. So that's one point that shows that that's how it's being pushed. Let's keep the whack 100s uh, being allowed to post threats on these platforms to people, or the Charleston Whites. Let's keep the drill music characters around on the podcast. Allow them to show their guns. Allow them to be just fucking ignorant. Because what you're doing is imagery, and you have a bunch of people that don't have critical thinking skills anymore or common sense. I know a friend of mine that said, "Everybody don't got common sense." You know what I mean? And that's crazy. And sometimes I be having to catch myself, man. Like, I be having to catch myself and think to myself, I'm like, we fail to realize what was done in the last 30, 40, 35, 40 years, what was orchestrated in our country. And one of them was the crack epidemic. And so I be thinking to myself, like, man, the crack kids, we used to call them crack babies. The crack babies are now in their 30s. You know what I mean? 25s and 30s now. And so they was like the apple that fell away from the tree. You know what I mean? They wasn't taught shit. And so now everybody's just loose. It's crazy because you hear people say they don't want no job, they don't want to work. You hear people say they just want to be taken care of, like they feel they're entitled. Nobody wants to work together. It's just do it on your own. And when you do it on your own, then make sure you give it to me. It's crazy. It is crazy. I also was paying attention this week, man. I always have conversations with different people throughout the week, and some of it um, provides for good content. Some of it just blows in the wind. But you know what is sad is when you have women that's in their 50s, right, that are convinced they don't need a man. Yeah, at 50, y'all, and they're saying such things like that and actually believe it. That's crazy within itself. I would never want to be a 50-year-old person um, with that type of mind state. Shit happens, but with that type of mind state, that shit is crazy. For real. Why everybody be so mad all the time? I don't know. Um, what's your thoughts on this battle possibly happening? Battle, with the verses. Y'all checked out the verses, right? I missed the verses. Just because it ain't CV out, that doesn't mean that they shouldn't. They still should be having those verses concerts, man. You know, them joints really generate. When it comes to internet, they generate some money. Look at Cat Williams the other day. He broke the internet. What did they say he made? Like 20 something $million, or he had 20 million likes or some shit. That was just some crazy astronomical number. But the versus battle, they're trying to aim for, or were trying to aim for, until all this Puff Daddy stuff took place. But they were thinking about having a battle with Jermaine Dupri from So So Def versus Diddy from Bad Boy. And my question to y'all on this Friday night, Grown Folk Social Hour, is who do you think would win that battle of the beats, of the beat makers? You know? And although Diddy didn't make all the beats because he had a team of people, it's still Bad Boy against So So Def. Go ahead and let me know what your thoughts are. Who has the better material? Tell me what beats Jermaine Dupri should use. What three beats, or even one beat? Tell me one of his beats that he just started off with. Or tell me what beat that just jams, that just rocks. You know what I mean? That Diddy would set it off with. You know, Diddy has a lot of good beats on that Total album. Man, that Total album was crazy. Mary J. Blige's album, crazy beats. You know, what's y'all's thoughts on that, man? Let's say Diddy didn't make a comeback from his situation that's going on right now, right? Will these people start to try to erase uh, his work? What's y'all's thoughts? Go ahead and leave that in the comments. Do you think all of the bad boy material, if he was to go to jail, should be erased? You know, kind of like in sports, in college sports, NCAA sports. If some of y'all don't know too much about that, but like when college teams, if their programs had did any violations, then their records would be removed, or their win-loss records, their tournament championship banners removed. Do you think that that should happen to entertainers? You know, some of y'all was calling for to not hear none of R. Kelly's music. But some of us true fans was like, no, we still rock with R. Kelly's music. He was a great writer, great singer, great performer. So let me know what your thoughts are. So if Diddy was to go to jail, you know what I'm saying? At this point, he has not done any crimes, even though we heard what you heard. You know, Cassie signed an NDA and they settled out of court. So he hasn't been charged with any crime. He's just it's just a smear campaign against him. But first, tell me who you think will win that battle between Jermaine Dupri, So So Def, and Diddy and Bad Boy. Then I want to hear what your thoughts are. If Diddy was to go to jail, do you think, or any entertainer, right? Entertainer, should their records be erased or their contributions to whatever be erased? Let me know what your thoughts are on that. What's up with the NBA moving right along? What's up with the NBA, man? A lot of players has been hitting 70 points. I think there was 5 players this past week that all hit 70 some odd points. Um, what's your thoughts on that? You know, I enjoy 70, 60, 70, or 80 points happening from time to time, but not at this rate where 5 people do it in 1 week. You know, it makes me wonder if they're playing defense. And you know, there are some defensive stoppers in the NBA, but for the most part, nobody's really playing too much tough defense. And if starts to become noticeable that guys is just dropping 70 here and there, we have to start to ask: is this inflation? Is defense really being played? I can't go see a basketball game and defense ain't being played at the price of those tickets. It's just not my thing. Been to an NBA game lately? And I remember back in the days they used to say that it was going to be a rich man sport. And we was like, what do you mean by a rich man sport? And I'm not talking about salary, right? They were saying things such as, you know, it just costs a lot for families to go to watch one of these events. You know, we're talking about A family of four, you're gonna pay about $350 or $300. Might pay $400 depending on what it is. If it's the NFL and you're just trying to get a decent seat, you might end up paying $400. You know, what's y'all's thoughts on that? So when they say that it's a rich man's sport, only the rich people go to watch the games, or the corporations are the ones that have the tickets. What's y'all's thoughts on that? Also, being that it is Grown Folks Social Hour, ladies, if you're watching the show, what is the worst pickup line you ever heard? Go ahead and leave that in the comments. No doubt. You know what I'm saying? Just tuning in. You missed the flavor and the wise words. But if whatever flavor you got tonight, whatever you sipping on, let us know. Me, I'm sipping on a little bit of wine cooler, but it's nice. It's right up my alley. Who's y'all's favorite MC that's in the background right there? Go ahead and leave their name in the comment. As you can see, there's a lot of people out there. You know, what's your thoughts on Race to 5'9"? Where my boy Obi Trice? Y'all remember Obi Trice? He was one of the artists on Eminem's label, along with the D12 kids and excuse me, and Joe Buttons and his crew. Joe Ortiz, Royce the 5'9", and I forgot the kid from Compton. What his name? Crooked Eye. Hmm. Other than that, let me know how y'all's day went. Let me know how your day went. What is your big plans for the weekend? As I get ready to go in our show for tonight, you know how it is here at Coffee Talk Podcast. We never, um, I won't say we never, we love to go ahead and always read something to y'all as well, because, we are all for reading. We preach that. We definitely want our people to be able to escape. It helps towards mental illnesses and things like that. To be able to read, to be able to build your vocabulary, to be able to water and seed your mind, to help you think. So we're all for that. I'm not going to read but just one page, because I know we got other things to do tonight on this Friday misty night. But let me know what your thoughts are after I read this one page. I'm not going to give you its title. I will give you the author's name. It's from Dr. Francis West Cressling. Well, I'll tell you, and it's the ISIS papers. But I ain't going to tell you what chapter. I ain't going to tell you anything else. I just let you hear what it has to say. All right? Let's begin. The more the black male strives to stand, the weaker the white male feels by comparison, and the greater the white male's thrust to effeminize the black male. Excuse me, to weaken the black male's psychological potential for aggressive, assertive challenge, forcing him to remain submissive to the man. The American Psychiatric Association decisions to remove homosexuality from the list of mental behavioral disturbances resulted from the increasing number of white males seeking this mode of sexual expression due to an increasing consciousness of true white male weakness. Male bisexuality and homosexuality can be viewed as the sexual expression of male weakness, passivity, and effeminization. The motivation for these feelings and their sexual expression results primarily from the developing challenge by non white men throughout the world to white male power and projected superiority. This challenge has assumed various subtle, and overt forms during recent decades. For example, in the U.S., heavyweight boxing, basketball, baseball, and football all have been taken away from the white males by black males as a symbolic expressions of white male virility and manhood. White males have been left with only two major sports, wherein they dominate tennis and golf, and both consist of hitting a small white balls. I need not even mention that black men have been blocked effectively from participating in these remaining white stronghold sports. So back in the day, when Dr. Frances Cress was wrestling was talking about this, she was talking about how, um, and to this day, you didn't see too many black people on the golf course. Now a little bit of that has changed since Calvin Peete. Then you had Tiger Woods. You know, and you still don't see it like that. That's just something that they control. Let's continue. It is also crushing to the collective white male ego and sense of power to be told by colored men called Arabs that whites cannot have any oil to run their machines to maintain and extend their technology, their major control apparatus. Increasingly, the white male is being forced to see himself as he really is. The white female liberation movement is another disturbing threat to the white male's sense of power and masculinity, helping to push him to be a weekend and homosexual stance. However, white females are reacting to the opposition imposed on them by white males, feeling inferior to non white males and females. The white male said to the white female, "Well, at least I'm going to be superior to you." The white female reaction in the form of women's liberation is contributing further to white male female alienation, pushing white males further into the homosexuality position and incidentally pushing white females in that direction also. So that's just a little short read. If you're not partying tonight, or if you see the show tomorrow, or if you decide to watch this weekend's episode on Sunday, go ahead and listen to that part. Go ahead and leave your thoughts. Let us know what your thoughts are on that read. I didn't give you the chapter page or the page, or chapter, none of that, but it was by author Dr. Frances Cress Wrestling out of the ISIS Papers book. You know. All right. For the show, we're gonna get ready to end our show. That concludes our weekend's Grown Folks Social Hour. And I would like to just go ahead and throw up the universal peace sign to y'all and say thank you for supporting the show, Coffee Talk Podcast. And we'll be happy to see you again this weekend. You know what I'm saying? We got another show that's going to pop up. And then we'll see y'all for Cultural Studies Night on Monday. But yeah, we definitely got another show for you tomorrow. So tune in. We'll see you tomorrow. Coffee Talk Podcast. I am your host, Mashuma Saba M. Saba. And this is the Cultural Variety Podcast Show.